Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 8:59 p.m., almost 9 o'clock, and I am sitting here uploading a Peterisms video, uploading a drama video, uploading a Peter Reviews stuff video. I'm actually thinking about posting my Peterisms video and the review video tomorrow. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll post them tonight. Oh, it just turned 9 o'clock. I should probably just post them all tonight, and then if I am feeling the urge tomorrow to film some videos, post them tomorrow. But they won't get posted till like 10 o'clock tonight, which I feel like is kind of late. Except for the people on the West Coast, it's 3 hours earlier for them, so I guess it's like 7 o'clock, so it's not too late for them. But anyway, I'll probably just post them all tonight, and it's just let the chips fall where they may. So anyway, how are you guys doing tonight? I'm sitting here drinking a little fountain pop, and we went to my nephew Sebastian's, well, it was kind of just like a family birthday party, but we went to his little family birthday party today. It was just he and Carlitos, my brother and sister-in-law and her two sisters, and then Alex and I and my mother-in-law. And it was nice, but it was at this place in Noblesville called Pinheads, which is like a bowling alley. Actually, the last time that I was there, I was telling Alex this, the last time that I was there was when a friend of mine in recovery, she was moving out of state. And so the person that arranged it had like gotten like 2 lanes. And it was just a bunch of recovery people that all like met up there and were saying goodbye to her. She was younger, so it was like a lot of like people in their 20s. And so anyway, because she was real involved in this like young people's organization that's in recovery. So it was a lot of people like that. But Tanya and I went, and that was the last time I was there. It was a different experience going tonight. They now have like this huge arcade to the right, and then to the left. So the bowling alleys are like at the end. It's a really nice bowling alley, bowling place. But the bowling alleys or the bowling lanes are at the end. So when you walk in, there's like these tables in the middle. There's like this arcade to the right, which is like where all like the little kids are. And then to the left, there's like this whole, it's called like they call it like the alleys, something, I don't know. It's like a restaurant. They have like a restaurant that you can actually sit down in and get served. And it very much looks like kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a, like a cabin, you know, like a lodge. A lodge, that's what the word I'm looking for. It has like a, big fireplace. The fire wasn't going or anything, but it had a big fireplace. And then they had a place where you could like order food and stuff like that. So we ordered some food, and we ordered like pretzel sticks and French fries. And I knew Alex was going out to dinner, so I got like a little personal pizza to bring home. And then he doesn't like Pepsi products, so I got a Dr. Pepper, and I got him a water. Yeah, and that was that. And then we sat there and talked to my mother-in-law and stuff like that, and everybody, and the kids ran around and they played a bunch of games. And it's interesting is like games are, I mean, if you have kids and you've taken them to these arcade kind of places, well, first of all, it was interesting because, so I was telling Alex, like our therapist is divorced and has a younger child, but like his girlfriend, she has younger kids too. And so he always like on the weekends, like takes them these places and stuff so that she can have some kind of like downtime and whatever, like they live together and raise their kids. But anyway, I saw so many dads that reminded, I told Alex, I said, oh my God, there's like so many dads that remind me of our therapist in here. And it kind of was that. It kind of was like a place that like my dad, I mean, my dad used to back in the day. I remember we used to go to Showbiz Pizza. And the reason that my dad liked Showbiz Pizza was because I could play all the games I wanted to play and he could drink beer. It was like the only place you could like take kids that served beer. Well, this place serves beer too. And cocktails. They had like a full bar. But anyway, I actually didn't see tons of parents like drinking. I mean, I wasn't looking for it, but I didn't see tons of parents drinking. But it was funny because I saw this one dad and he was like carrying this like pitcher of beer around with him with a glass like the whole time. Every time I would see him, he was like carrying a pitcher of beer with his glass. But anyway, it was like frantic, like these little kids running around. And the whole thing is like, all of these games are geared so that, Boo Radley, is that all you wanted of your dinner? You didn't want any more of your dinner than that? Come here, honey. No, he wants up here. Come here, honey. Okay, let me get you up here. All right. He just went and ran all around outside. Oh, you smell like you've been eating, honey. Did you eat any of your dinner? You did? He said, well, I had lunch earlier, so I don't know how hungry I am. Maybe I'll save a little bit of it for later when Dad comes home. But like, I mean, I guess not a lot has changed since I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, it was like those like paper tickets, you know, like from the carnival, and you would trade them all in to get like a big comb or something stupid like that. It's really not a whole lot different now. I mean, like they put them all on a card. So it's like a credit card that you get. And, but it's like every game, like I was watching this game that was like right next to us, and it was like you roll these, it was like Monopoly, and you roll these dice, and then it was like you roll this big dice. I know there was somebody out there that's like, oh my God, my kid plays that game. I know what you're talking about. But it was like you roll this big dice. There was like two of them right next to each other. And it was like you roll this big dice, and then like whatever number that you landed on was like how many times like this big wheel of fortune kind of like turned. And then it would land on like, you know, chance, community, whatever, you know, boardwalk or whatever. And like boardwalk was worth like 150 tickets. And so you could get all these tickets. The whole point is to get as many tickets as you can so that then you get to go to this room. Well, there's actually two rooms. Oh, no. We just saw like the very end of the room. There's just one big room. But the rooms are like candy, stuffed animals. And then behind there for like hundreds of thousands of tickets, they have like a Nintendo Switch, and that's like the draw. It's like if you could win all these tickets, you could, you know, win like a Nintendo Switch or something like that. Because, and it was funny because my sister-in-law, she was sitting there, and Alex said, "Did they have enough tickets for the Nintendo Switch?" And she said she wanted the Roomba or whatever, that like vacuum cleaner thing. So, but they didn't have enough. They just got like stuffed animals and candy. Carlitos had like enough to get like a box of, it was like 3 tickets left, so he could get like a box of candy. The guy was like, you have 3 tickets left, you can get a box of candy. So he was like getting a box of candy. But anyway, it was fun. It was just, you know, craziness. And anytime to get together with family is fun. Caroline and I were just texting because we're going to get together next Friday, and she was like, my highlight of 2022 was getting to spend time with you. Wasn't that so sweet? I love that. I was like, me too. Caroline and I did get so close last year. So anyway, so that was today. We kind of just slept in. We ran to Costco first, and then we ran to Target. What is it, honey? You want over here? Well, come here. He's wanting a lot of attention today. When I was filming my Peterisms video and my drama video, he was like standing up on my knee. And then when I was filming my review video over there, he was like standing up on my knee. He's been wanting all kinds of attention today. Which is crazy, because when he's like kind of like running around and stuff and running all over the place and he's real energetic, he usually doesn't want tons of attention. And like outside right now, I mean, he was all over the street. So we usually like go down one side and then cross and then over the other side, and then he like comes back and then we go in. And when we crossed to come back in, he went way down, and I was like, okay, boo, come on, we're not doing this again. But he was wanting to run. He said, I wanted to see everybody. Come here. You want to sit on my lap? You just want pets is what you want. He said, Daddy, I just want pets. So that was that. We went to Target and to get Sebastian this gift card for Legos. And I ended up getting these books that I want to read on my Peter Does Stuff channel. And then I also got this Liquid Death water that I reviewed on my review channel for today, which that was kind of a fun, different one. I haven't done like food items in a while, which, I mean, that's not really food, but it was kind of fun to do something different. I've been really wanting to try that anyway. So anyway, yeah, I just actually put all of them away in the refrigerator. I'm trying to like, we keep on getting stuff left and right. I've like ordered all of these K-Pods. I just got more today because I ordered like a box of 45. You guys, if you buy K-Pods on Amazon, I just want to tell you something, okay? when I was going, and I put in coffee K-Pods on Amazon, there are some that come up like $39, $45 for 12. I don't know what is the deal with these prices, okay? But if you keep on going and you keep on scrolling and you keep on scrolling, you will find really affordable K-Pods. I found a box of Starbucks Veranda Blend or Blonde Blend or whatever. It's the blonde one is the one I like. 45, and it was like $14.95 or something like that. And I got that box. And then I got Starbucks gingerbread, which came last night, which I had a cup of that. Oh, chef's kiss. It was absolutely delicious. It was so good. I know it's past Christmas, but the gingerbread still tastes like kind of spicy and good. So I had a cup of that last night, and then, but I paid like $12.99 for those. The tea and the other coffee, the blueberry crumble coffee from Mods, and the tea that I think was Mods too, the lavender chamomile, it was like $12.99. Don't pay more than that. I mean, it's ridiculous how expensive some of these things are on Amazon, but if you keep on looking and looking and looking, and all this stuff came within 24 hours. So, well, within 2 days, I guess the other two did. So yeah, so that was kind of our day. And then Alex, on the way back to our house, he picked up a friend of his that she lives like on the way, and she was going to, I think they're all going to go out later or something like that. She was going to like have dinner with a friend of hers downtown. Alex had plans to have dinner with a friend of his downtown. I don't really know this girl at all. This girl that he's friends with, he met her through like another friend of his. So, he was like, do you care if I go out? I was like, I don't care less. Like, I'm tired. I want to relax. Actually, Tanya asked me, because I had called her and she had plans. Her cousin's in town. And so she was like, I think we're going to kind of hang out and do something. But then she called me just like an hour ago, and she was like, Uber over here. And she's like, we can just hang out. And she was like, then I'll take you home when you're ready to go home. And I was like, well, let me kind of see what I get done and whatever, because I wanted to make some videos because I really didn't do a whole lot yesterday. So, I might Uber over there depending like how late I get everything. I mean, it's already like 12 after 9 and I'm just now vlogging. So, we'll see. But anyway, but depending on how late she's going to be up and stuff like that, I might Uber over there. And let's see what else. Oh, so last night, Alex, he went to dinner with Sarah, and then when he came home, he wasn't gone too long. When he came home, I guess he got home about 8, and so I was trying to find a new show to watch. Like, I was like looking through all of my shows, because I keep this list. This list is like, I think I almost have 50 shows on it. And when we were in Mexico, the couple from the UK, I was asking them like what shows they watched they loved, like binge watched. They loved Dope Sick. And they said they love 9 Perfect Strangers. They were like, oh my God, it's so good. And I was kind of surprised because a lot of people that like I have talked to that watched that show didn't really like that show that much. But I love Leanne O'Yeardy, who wrote the book. In fact, last year I read Apples May Fall. Big Little Lies is like one of my, I think those are the only 2. No, there's a third one of hers I've read. But her writing is incredible. I mean, I read Big Little Lies in like 2 or 3 days. So there was somebody actually that commented on the vlog, and they said, no, I know you've watched 9 Perfect Strangers before because you've talked about it. What I've talked about was that I have the audio, because I said it again yesterday in my video. I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same thing. But it's like, I have the Audible book, and I've never listened to it. It's actually very long, too. It's like 17 or 18 hours. But I wanted to listen to the audiobook before I watched the TV show. And I did talk about it a lot in the past. And that was why I hadn't watched the show. But at this point, I just was kind of like, I'm not going to listen to the book, like, you know, whatever. But I will tell you this, as far as books go, I have been listening to so much of my Audible book. I'm almost done with Flamin' Fortune. And, well, I'm going to do a video kind of talking about my plan for reading for the rest of January, so I'm not going to talk about that. But I have a very strict plan that I'm going to stick to. I'm absolutely loving listening to audiobooks again. It's just making me so happy. I think I'm going to buy, I'm like not too far into Shady Hollow. I think I'm going to actually buy the Audible book because it's narrated by Cassandra Campbell, who narrates the Miss Fortune book. Somebody told me that. on one of my videos. So I think I'm gonna buy that book, and I'm not going to read the physical copy of it. So I think I might start reading this physical copy book that I bought for my vacation, is what I think I'm gonna read. And also, I have, what do you call it? The Heartstopper reunion, or the Heartstopper yearbook. I have that book, the manga of that I want to read. So, but anyway, so yesterday, like any free time that I had, or if I was doing anything cleaning up around the house, I had my Audible book on. I was like listening to it, and in loving it. Those misfortune books, like they don't ever disappoint, you know, like they never do. And I just love so much like a good cozy mystery. I really do. But anyway, so Alex came home, and I had decided that I wanted to watch 9 Perfect Strangers. I was like, I'm just going to watch. So I looked to see how many episodes it had. It had 8 episodes. So I was like, I'm just going to start watching this, and I'll finish it sometime this week, you know? So when he came home, I was probably about 15 or 20 minutes into the first episode. And so he was like sitting on the couch and whatever, and we were just talking, and like we talked for like a half an hour about his dinner and like his day and stuff like that. And I said, do you want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race? And he was like, yeah, sure. So we watched RuPaul's Drag Race. Well, he went and got in his pajamas. I was already in my pajamas. We watched RuPaul's Drag Race. We had already... Okay, you guys, my battery died. And while I was getting up to get a new battery, I went and checked on my videos, uploading to all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know what I was talking about. But anyway, I think I was talking about TV shows. Was I talking about TV shows? I don't remember. Was I talking about 9 Perfect Strangers? Was I talking about the TV shows that Alex and I watched last night? It doesn't matter. Anyway, so we watched... I think I was talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. We were talking, and going forward on there. So we watched RuPaul's Drag Race. We had them all taped by the time that by the time that RuPaul's Drag Race got done, we had them all taped. So we watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and then we watched Untucked, which is the after show. RuPaul's Drag Race last night was interesting. It was the Snatch Game. And so they usually wait until like the halfway mark to do the Snatch Game, which is like where they all like dress up like famous people, and they play this like game show. And it was interesting because it was really early in the season, and I thought some of the people were really good. Like, I actually think some of the people were better than they gave them credit for, and other people just missed the boat completely. But it was interesting. And then we watched Untucked, the after show, and then Alex wanted to watch this new show that started yesterday called the Real Gay Friends of WeHo, West Hollywood, or whatever. So there's a lot of controversy surrounding this show because, I don't know, anyway, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this show because Todrick Hall is on this show, okay? And if you don't know who Todrick Hall is, he's like a YouTuber, singer, dancer, choreographer. He puts out a lot of like he does like shows, goes on tour and stuff like that. So he has had these allegations the last couple years that he doesn't pay his dancers, that he owes like $100,000 in back rent on this house that he rents, and there's also been some very serious allegations as well. I mean, those are serious enough, but there's been some very serious allegations as well. And most people in the gay community just do not support Todrick Hall, and he's just really highly problematic. So the fact that the show, which to have this show on, they've cut the time back on RuPaul's Drag Race, which we're all like waiting to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Now all these queens that have spent all this money and time to be on the show, they're like limiting, because they've like, now the show has been reduced to like 42 minutes in commercials when it used to be something else. They've reduced it so that they can put this 5 gay guys or 7 gay guys or whatever on WeHo show on. So Alex wanted to watch the show. He was like, I just want to see what it's like. Let's just watch it. And I said, okay, I'll watch it. Because I was like, I'll go into it with an open mind. So we watched this show. You know, I feel very split about it, first of all. I feel like, well, it's kind of hard to talk about unless you watch the show, but they go in and like right from the get-go, they start talking about all these allegations to do with Todrick Hall. And like he's on Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange's podcast, and he's talking about like the house allegations. And then he and Brad Goreski, so it's Brad Goreski, Todrick Hall, this actor that I've never heard of before, this guy that owns his own, he owns that skincare line, Buddha or something like that. And then Joey Zazig, the influencer. Is that it? I feel like that might be it. Oh, Jonathan Bennett from Mean Girls, his husband is on it. He wasn't really in much of the show. And then there's one other person. So there's like 7 of them. And even though it's like Brad Goreski kind of jokes about it being centered around him, it really kind of does seem like it's centered around him. So anyway, there's the podcast situation. And then Brad goes over to Todrick's house and has like this whole sit down conversation with him. Has never been to his house before, right? He's like, oh, I've never been here before. And I'm like, okay, first of all, these are the most contrived relationships. These people are really not friends with each other. Brad even says you either know people in West Hollywood or you know people that know people. And so it's like none of these people really know each other. None of these people are really friends. They're just all thrown together on the show. What happened, boo? He said, I'm going to my bed. He's over there now, like going like this in his bed. And it was interesting because a couple times, like they kind of like maybe shared some things that they didn't need to share. Like Jonathan Bennett's husband said that they asked Jonathan Bennett first and he didn't want to be on the show, which was interesting. Brad Goreski said he had been asked several times to do the show and he didn't want to do the show. And so that was interesting. And it just was like, nobody really wanted to do this show, but you guys forced the show. And then what happened was when it got announced, social media went crazy that here it was that they were pushing the show about gay men in West Hollywood that really didn't live the lives that most people live, and is another show that's supporting Todrick Hall. And so people were like, you guys go online and read what people have to say about this show supporting Todrick Hall. So then for the show to come out, like right out of the gate and address this whole Todrick Hall thing, I'm like, I ain't buying it. I think you guys went back in after the show was filmed, and I think you did these very contrived situations, because the show is contrived anyway. These people are not friends. They do not know each other. You can tell. I mean, like they've met each other maybe once or twice, like if they know each other. But and so they go in and Brad Goreski goes, Brad Goreski from Rachel Zoe fame back in the day, he goes to Todrick's house and they sit down and Todrick talks to him about being canceled on the internet and all this kind of stuff, right? And how horrible it is and woe is me, because he didn't do anything, of course, whatsoever. And so he goes in and that's that whole thing. I'm like, this is all like, I feel like this has been filmed after you guys announced the show and after the internet like was really upset with Todrick Hall. And I feel like this is saving game to do damage control, because you guys know you cannot put this show out unless you address the stuff to do with Todrick Hall. And this is your way to address it. So I don't know. The one thing I will say is that Joey, I think his name is Zazig. Joey Zazig. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's like an influencer. Which there's a lot of conversation about that. I don't love that word. I think that word is phony as hell. And if you've watched me for a long time, you know that. But I don't care when people call themselves. I mean, if that's what you want to call yourself that. But there's a lot of discussion about like the importance of influencers, or is it a real job, and all that kind of stuff. But I will say this, I did not like him before the show. Like he came across to me like, and I haven't followed him, but like in TikToks or Instagrams that I've seen of his, he just comes across as like super arrogant and kind of petty, and I just don't like him. Like he doesn't seem like somebody that I would want to get to know. But on the show, I will say it was a completely different side of him. I really liked him on the show. He seemed like a really nice guy. So I don't know. When it was done, I asked Alex, I was like, are you going to want to continue to watch the show? And he's like, well, I'm going to record it, but we might, not end up watching it or whatever. So the jury's still out. I'm kind of more interested, honestly, to see what happens with the not like the storyline of the show, but to see if the story gets canceled. to see if they go back to the original timeline of RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, they're not going to, halfway through the season, they're not going to all of a sudden make the edits, you know, where they're like making RuPaul's Drag Race an hour and a half. I mean, people are like demanding it online, and it's like, they're not going to do that. Like, they've already edited out the episodes. I mean, they're not going to all of a sudden go, okay, let's add 20 minutes of extra footage in here. They're just not going to do that. So, but anyway, then after that we watched Below Deck. We watched Watch What Happens Live, and it had Brad Goreski on it with the new, what's his name? The new, I don't know if he's new or not. The new captain. I guess he's not super new. New captain of Below Deck. I think he has like an Australian accent. Really good, bald guy, really good looking. Captain Carey or something like that. I don't know. We watched that. And then Alex went to bed, and then I sat here and I literally binge watched the entire season of 9 Strangers, you guys. I went to bed very late last night. I got to like, so there were 8 episodes. I got to like the beginning of the 6th episode, and I looked at the clock and I was like, it is so late. I mean, I literally just sat here and just like, next one, next one, next one. And it's so weird too, because it wasn't like I thought it was the most fantastic show in the world. It's very similar to White Lotus, but in kind of a, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It's on Hulu. You guys can watch it on Hulu. It's very similar to White Lotus, but in a weirder way. And I know why people, because I got a lot of messages when I started talking about it today. I got a lot of messages from people really wanting me to talk about my perspective on what the show is about. And the show is about something that is being talked a lot about right now in the world, as far as like therapeutic techniques and things like that. Like I say, that's not my experience, so I can't speak to that. I will say what's interesting, and I told Tanya this, is it's kind of a weird book for Leanne Moriarty to write. I mean, she usually kind of just writes about like normal people that end up in kind of like traumatic circumstances. And so it was kind of a bizarre book for her to write, I think. But yeah, it was good. It was very sad, very, very sad in parts. I think very conclusive. Apparently there's a season 2 coming out that Nicole Kidman and David Kelly did The Undoing too, which if you've never seen The Undoing on HBO Max, it's fantastic. And you know what's so weird is that like I do not like, I used to say I hate her, I don't hate her, but I don't know her to hate her. But I really do not like Nicole Kidman as a person. Like when I see her in interviews or whatever, she just, I don't know why, she just bugs me. Like I love her in anything that she's in. Like I think she's fantastic. She was really good in this. Like I almost really couldn't see anybody else. It kind of reminded me a lot, like, if you guys watch the Teal Swan documentary, the 4-part documentary, I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, about the cult, it's very similar to that. I mean, it's like about a wellness retreat, but that's all I'll say. So anyway, I watched all 8 episodes of that. And then, of course, I went to bed and my mind is like, and I couldn't fall asleep right away. And so, yeah, I finally did. Oh, little Boo Radley's all asleep over there. So I finally fell asleep, and then, yeah, and then we got up today and we did that, and now I'm vlogging. And when I get done vlogging, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Oh, something that we were washing down there is done, Boo. I feel like I have done constant wash. Do you guys ever feel like this? Like, I feel like I've just been like washing and drying and washing and drying and washing and drying, and it's like, oh, so over it. Well, coming back from vacation, I had laundry, and then towels, and then all the sheets and the comforters and everything. We're just trying to get like everything settled and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And then tomorrow, I feel like Alex said he had something to like work related that he had to do tomorrow, but I'm probably wrong. We'll probably just go to brunch somewhere. I don't know if I'm gonna make videos tomorrow or not. Since I'm getting my videos up late tonight, we'll see. What's funny though is like, if I post a video at 10 tonight, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna do great tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, so. Like, it doesn't mean that like over the course of like 12 hours, it's gonna like pick up speed, you know? So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't post it tonight. I don't know what to do. I don't know how long I've been vlogging for. I wish I knew. My nose is itching though. I think I'm actually gonna make this like a really short vlog tonight so I can get off here and get this stuff done, and then I can relax a little bit. So, because we're getting close to the 10 o'clock hour, and I want to listen to a little bit of my audiobook tonight. And my phone is over there, but somebody messaged me about this new, I don't know if it's new or not, but some show on Apple TV. I feel like it's with Octavia Spencer, that is about a true crime podcast host. Sounds really good. Did you guys see that, like, Mark Ruffalo, who I think is maybe one of the hottest men on the face of the earth, and Meryl Streep are going to be in Only Murders in the Building? Oh my God, I'm so excited, you guys. I can't wait. So anyway, like, they're in the new cast for the next season, which I think is it season 3 or season 4? I think is it season 4? I can't remember. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I know this wasn't much, but I tried my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday and a wonderfully fantastic weekend. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. It's the nice thing to do. And 3, most importantly, this can be your random act of kindness today. Reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you, and just say, hey, I was thinking of you, and hey, I just wanted to say hi, and hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good weekend. You'll be cheering somebody up, making them happy, putting a smile on their face, making their day. And yeah, and also be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more, and be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.